Hey there friends, it's Paul and welcome to another video, and today I want to show you all how to customize Dual Hydranoid's metal ring, so that if you want, you can do it with your own Hydranoids. So we will be painting in the metal ring of Dual Hydranoid in his Deka, B1 and B2 variations. Even though the B1 version does in fact have an actual metal ring, this sometimes tends to become quite rusty, so some might want to paint over it to give it that shiny look it once had. In the case of the B2 variation, the ring is made out of plastic, so some of you who might want Dual Hydranoid to have a more anime accurate look might be interested in painting it in. And the case is pretty much the same with the Deka variation of this Bakugan, as this piece is once again a solid piece of plastic. So all this being said, let's go to the color we will be using. For these customs, we will be using a metallic silver Gundam marker. Here you can use a normal silver color to complete this project, but in my case I opted for this version since the overall finish of this paint is way shinier and it gives out more that feel of it being actual metal. Okay, so first up we will be restoring the look of the actual metal ring of the B1 version of Dual Hydranoid. For this initial custom, we will be using the super mini brush I always use, and the main technique I applied here was the one you've already seen me use in other customs, which is to apply light taps of paint. This technique was my go-to option here cause A, we were dealing with a relatively small area on this Bakugan, and B, cause this way the paint would be able to spread with more quickness throughout the metal ring. Here I basically applied 2 coats of paint to ensure that everything was covered. It's kind of strange, but this variation of Dual Hydranoid is the only one that actually has a metal ring. This Bakugan is a bit infamous because from what I've seen online, this metal ring tends to get rusty most of the time. It sometimes gets pretty bad. In the case of mine, I got this Bakugan back when I was in 7th grade, like in 2009, 2010, after a friend sold it to me, and its ring was already in a pretty bad shape back then. To be honest, I didn't care about it because I finally got a Dual Hydranoid, and well, now that I kinda know how to paint Bakugan, I figured it would be a great opportunity to restore it to its original look. Next up, we will be painting in the metal ring of this Benta's B2 variation of Dual Hydranoid. For this custom, we will be switching to a medium-sized brush, and here the techniques I applied were a mix of applying light taps of paint, as well as doing normal strokes with the brush. Here the paint reacted a bit differently with the plastic surface, so first I applied the paint by using light taps to get it into the area, and then I used normal strokes to give it a smoother finish. It always felt weird to me that this version of the Hydranoid didn't have a metal ring, especially since Delta Dragonoid in both his B1 and B2 versions does have one. Guess it was a bit more difficult to add a metal ring to this bigger Bakugan, maybe it would have added more cost to the production of it, or maybe they were just lazy and didn't want to include it. And finally, we'll be painting the metal ring of the Mega Deka variation of this Bakugan. And here I mainly use normal strokes with the brush throughout the process. Here I could have switched to a bigger size brush to speed up the process, but to be honest with y'all, I was kind of lazy to change. Like, this brush was already covered with paint, so might as well keep on using it. In general, it took me about 20 minutes to paint each of the rings, so we can say that this is a relatively quick process. Some might be wondering why my hands were already with some paint, and well, I was actually gonna paint another Bakugan for this week's video, but once again some of the paints I was using dried up, so I had to postpone that Bakugan till later notice. And these Dual Hydranoid customs are finally complete. And I think the Hydranoids are looking pretty good and more similar to their counterpart of the show. Painting in these metal rings is something I've wanted to do for a long time, and I'm guessing that other people out there probably want to do the same, so I hope that this video will be helpful for you. As I've said in other videos, since I paint these Bakugans pretty much at night all the time, I always recommend to let them dry and the next day put them under some sunlight to see if there are some spots missing on the painted areas, and then go over them with another coat of paint. So this has been the video customizing my Dual Hydranoids metal rings. Hope you enjoyed the video and that it was helpful to all of you. Don't forget to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks again for all the support, and yep, it's been Paul, and I'll see you in the next video.